Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has fronted the media following reports of 3 Chinese warships conducting what appeared to be live-fire drills off the country's east coast. The military activity, which took place in the Tasman Sea, has sparked concerns among defence analysts and policymakers, with some critics labelling it a calculated provocation by China. Speaking at a press conference in Devonport, Tasmania, on Saturday afternoon, Mr. Albanese was questioned about the nature of these exercises and whether Australia should be taking a firmer stance against Beijing over the lack of prior warning. Defence Minister Richard Marles has confirmed that while China did not breach international law, the Australian government believes more notice should have been given. He acknowledged that communication between the two nations has taken place through diplomatic channels, including a face-to-face discussion between the Australian and Chinese foreign ministers at the recent G20 summit in South Africa. "We've made our position clear. We think it would have been appropriate to receive more warning of this event," Mr. Albanese stated. However, he reassured Australians that there has been no danger to Australian assets as a result of these actions. When pressed further on whether he personally disagrees with China's handling of the situation, Mr. Albanese responded, "I think they could have provided more notice. But let's not forget, Australia also engages in lawful activities in international waters, including the South China Sea. It's about maintaining consistency in our approach. This exercise took place outside our exclusive economic zone, and notification was provided. Could it have been handled better? Sure. And that's exactly what we've raised through diplomatic channels." The Prime Minister was also asked if Australia would consider retaliatory measures, such as trade restrictions, in response to China's actions. He swiftly dismissed the idea, highlighting the significant economic ties between the two nations. "You do realize most of our trade flows from here to there, not the other way around, right?" he said. "I've worked pretty hard to ensure that Australian products, including our seafood industry, which is worth about $20 billion, continue to access the Chinese market. 1 in 4 Australian jobs depends on trade, and China remains our biggest trading partner." At the same time, Mr. Albanese underscored that Australia remains committed to safeguarding its own security interests, in collaboration with allies like New Zealand. He revealed that Australian and Kiwi forces have been closely monitoring the situation, using both naval and aerial surveillance to track the movements of Chinese warships in the region. "I had a chat with Prime Minister Luxon last night, and we are working closely together on this. Our frigates and aircraft have been monitoring the activities taking place," he said. When asked whether the government planned to escalate its defense response, Mr. Albanese maintained that diplomatic engagement remained the best course of action. "Our foreign minister has already spoken directly with her Chinese counterpart," he confirmed. "We've made appropriate representations. That's how we handle these matters, through diplomacy, not knee-jerk reactions." While some critics argue that China's decision to conduct military drills so close to Australian waters is a deliberate show of strength, the Prime Minister has remained firm in his stance that level-headed diplomacy is key. At the end of the day, this is about ensuring regional stability without unnecessary conflict. Australia will continue to uphold its national security interests while maintaining open lines of communication with key partners, including China. Whether that means pushing for better protocols in future military exercises or strengthening alliances with regional neighbours, the government is determined to navigate these challenges with a steady hand. For now, Australia has made its position clear. Transparency and open communication are essential in maintaining a peaceful and stable Indo-Pacific region. That's all for today's coverage. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to stay updated on all the latest news. Cheers!